Well, congratulations, you've made it all the way to Alpha Kids Level 3. And by this point, you're starting to get some really cool looking stuff and sounding stuff. And you're now just steps away from getting into middle school and playing in jazz band and marching band and advanced band, starting to take trips and doing all the fun stuff that goes along with that. So congratulations for making it to this point. And as a reward, here's some really cool songs that you can play. There are some new rhythms in here that you may or may not have seen, and so we'll take a quick look at those as we go through there. And there's a new concept called swing that we'll take a look at as well. So this is a great song page here. Keep it up, play for people, and then enjoy as you move on to middle school and high school and beyond. All right, I'm looking at A31 SpongeBob. We have Triplets. You should have learned that on song number, what, 112 in the Blue Book. If you haven't, it's there. You can also ask. The only thing that's a little tricky is measure 11. When you see the 8th rest in the middle of those triplets, it's really quite easy. Starts with a quarter note pickup, and the key signature is fine. I went ahead and wrote in the key signature on measure 4, measure 5, so you have that one in there. All right, let's play through these. This is A31. I'm going to count 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, oh, I'm sorry, 4, triplet, 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 trip. Maybe a little quick. 4, triplet, 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 4. Okay, here we go. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so remember these songs can go obviously much faster, but make sure you're under control and you play it really well. Right, so you can play it a little faster if you want to. Again, I forgot to tell you on this video, I told you on the other video, currently this is just a little temporary video because I'm in a terrible sounding room and everything's not set up great, but good enough for you to practice. A32 Cantina Band. If you ever watch the original Star Wars, number 4, and when they go into it's called the Cantina, it's kind of this club, they got this funky little band up there. You're actually hearing as the lead instrument, you're hearing a soprano saxophone, not an alto saxophone. Look at the key signature. You've never seen this one, but it's okay because all you got to do is add one more flat for most of you when you're going through this. Measure 2, here we see some syncopation. You learned syncopation on page 5 in the Blue Book. 1 and 1 and on the Alpha 1 page we did several new of these, and Alpha 2 we did as well. And take a look at this one. 1 and so we have bum 1 and 4. Okay. In measure 8, I did the quick way of writing because it's a little easier to look at it. 8th quarter, quarter, dotted quarter, which is 1 and, right? So a little bit weird there. Possible new note in measure 15. Make sure you know that new note at the first of 15. Other than that, you should have this. This is a song that technically should go twice as fast. Bum 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 ba bum ba dum ba dum bum ba dum ba dum bum. But you can't start there. So let's slow it down at the beginning. 1 and so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 1 yeah. Here we go. Let's take it. And then as you can, speed it up, make it more fun. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ready. Okay, all right, let's keep moving on. Pokemon, for those of you who know this music, this is the chorus part of Pokemon. The only thing different is the very ending of it, the last phrase of the chorus, is not a great way of ending for just us without having a full band. So I changed the ending to another Pokemon thing. Measure 14, here we go again. One, and. So this syncopation gets expanded, gets faster, all kinds of syncopation. We just learned the one on page 5. One, and, one, and. And here we go. One, and, right? So there's lots of syncopation, lots of ways you can do this. All right, so it comes in on the end of 3 at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, bum, bum, bum. 1, 2, 3, Pokemon. So some syncopation in here. You see measure 2, typical syncopation. Anyway, let's give it a shot. Check your key signature as always, and let's take it kind of a medium speed. Pokemon, dun, dun, bum, bum, bum. A little bit on the slow side. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2. Alright, so a little different on the ending there, but the rest of it is accurate for what's being sung in the background. 34, Raiders March from Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones. One thing you haven't seen is that measure 1, instead of having 1, 2, and 3, we put 2 16ths there. 1, 2, and a 3, 4. 1, 2, and a 3, 4. Then you get lots of dotted 8 16ths like we learned on, what is that, 102 in the blue book. For a 1 and, for a 1, for a 1 and. Lots of dotted 8 16ths. Measure 3, you have a kind of a newer note. Some of you have already learned it. Make sure you know that 1, 2, 3, the 4th note in measure 3. And I think you're good. Again, we'll take it slow, and then you can speed it up toward the speed of the movie as you get better at this. So we're going to go bum, 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 bum. Check your key signature. Tum, ta, ta, tum. Lots of dots and accents in here. Check these as you go. Dot, 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 ta, 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 ta. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready. You may have noticed in measure 9-10, I put a slur in there that's actually there. I didn't write it in because I think it's a little bit hard. Dun ta 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 ta. It's a little harder to do it that way. If you can, it sounds really cool because that's the real way on that. 35. This one gets a little bit tougher on the back. Incredibles, and all of a sudden we're starting to get some crazy. This is stuff played like jazz bands would play, and it gets to be a little bit more difficult as you start moving around and get some accidentals. So 3rd note in measure 1. Check it out. That may be a new note for some of you. Check that out. Not hard at all. Well, for alphas it's not hard. For everybody else it probably is. 5, 6, 7. That's going to be the trickiest part. You're probably going to want to go through that nice and slow. Ba, da, 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 and play through that until you can get the different changes of notes. They're not the same. Key signature, and let's give it a shot. Let's take this pretty slow. Da 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 dun 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 dun. Here we go. 35. One dum bum. That was wrong. Bum 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 ba dum. Here we go. 1. Oh, also at the end of the last note of the song, instead of seeing an accent this way, you see one that looks like this or like this, and it's called a housetop accent. It's not the real name, but just like a dot is short and light, this is the opposite. This is as short and hard as you can make it. Ta! So when you see it like this, it's usually a little bit longer of a note, and they want you to give you the full value. This is like hit it. But now hit it as long as it sounds musical. Don't make it wah, right? So you have to play around with this a little bit. Maybe ask your teacher for some help as well. One more thing you're going to see in measure 2, or actually the end of measure 1, end of measure 2, there's a S, F, Z, and a P, and then a crescendo mark, right? So this is called a sforzando, that's kind of weird to say, sforzando piano. Sforzando means hit it, and then the piano means hit it, and then come back off of it, and then crescendo it back. Bum! It's a very fun thing you're going to see a lot as you get older. Particularly in movie music has a lot in there. It's a very cool effect, especially when a whole band will do it together. Very cool. So I'll do a smaller version of that. So we hit it, keep the air going, but then just come way back, and then add the air to make it crescendo back up. There we go. 1, 2, 3. A little harder one on that one. Then you play the full arrangement, get to do all the fun stuff that goes along with it. Great song. All right, let's take a look at 36. And for the first time we're seeing something new, which is the time signature of 5/4. The time signature of 5/4. And it's the same thing as 4/4, but it's 5 beats per measure. Quarter note gets a beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Several famous songs are written in 5/4. This one happens to be one of the most famous ones that most people know based on the movies and the TV shows that went along with it. Now, with it, take a look at the rhythm of measure 1, and then guess what? Same thing all the way through. 1 and 4, 5. 1 and 4, 5. 1 and. Okay? I don't think there's any new notes in here, as long as you know your chromatic scale. Let's try it. So again, a little bit slower, you can speed it up. Ta, 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 ta. Key signature. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You notice I threw in a sforzando piano in toward the end there. It's really not written. You can do that if you'd like to. It's always kind of fun to throw in. All right, the last 2 songs, Addams Family, Pink Panther, they have a weird marking. It says swing, and then you have parentheses, and in the parentheses it says 2 eighth notes equal a triplet figure of a quarter and an eighth note. And what this means is there's 2 versions of doing eighth notes. One's what we would call straight eighth notes, which is the way we've learned. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. They're all exactly the same length. And when we say swing the eighth notes, or in swing, that means the first one's longer than the second one. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you get 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. You've heard this in music all the time, you just didn't know how it was written. So here, if you take a look at Addams Family in measure 7, it looks like 1 and 2 and 1, but really it'll be 1, a 2, a 1. So it's first notes, when you see 2 eighth notes, the first one's longer, the second one's a little bit shorter. Okay, so listen to this. Most kids can get this really quickly based on the fact you've just heard this kind of music all your life. All right, here we go with triplets again. Triplet 1, and then you see the X's for the snaps. Obviously, you're probably not going to be able to do the snaps, so we'll have, like if you play at the concert, we'll have the band do it or the audience do it or whatever. All right, so triplet 1, snap, snap. Triplet 1. Make sure you know your notes there. We have some accidentals in there, and then you may need to think about the enharmonic name if that's a weird accidental for you. And other than that, the swinging eighth notes in 7, 8, 9, and everything else is triplets. Right? Triplet 1. Here we go. 1. Dun, 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 dun. I think we can go that speed. Dun, 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 dun. So we're going to come in on beat 4, which is triplet 1, 2, 3, triplet. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How'd you do? It's a fun one. Again, it can go different speeds as you get comfortable with that. 38 Pink Panther also has the swing. We would say swing the eighth notes instead of straight eighth notes. Sometimes you'll start playing music where part of the music will say straight and then they'll say swing and then go back to straight. You'll see all kinds of variations on that. I got the Sforzando piano in measure 8, going through 9, and if you ever listen to any professional versions of this, they do all kinds of falls and drops and different things you can that can be done. And if you listen to it and want to try it, that's great. But we're going to keep it pretty basic here for a 38 Pink Panther. Da-dum, 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 ba-dum. Key signature. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. How'd you do? Well, again, congratulations for making it all the way to Alpha Kids level 3. And again, these are fun songs, but guess what? When you can play these songs, you can play every song, which is great, because now, from now on the rest of your life, you can make great music for yourself. I enjoy playing music by myself. I enjoy playing with my friends. I enjoy playing for others, and it's just a great part of life. So congratulations again. Good luck as you go into middle school and high school, and we look forward to seeing you at future concerts. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.